You're an attractive man for your age.
I'm an attractive man for my age.
You have a lot to offer a woman.
I have a lot to offer a woman.
I'm Trevor.
I'm Trax.
Welcome to the Red Squadron podcast.
Welcome back, guys. This is week 8 of the Red Squadron podcast. We got a lot of great topics for you to cover today. Our first one being a fan question about what piece of Star Wars we like the most outside of the movies and TV shows. All right, so this is including video games, comics, toys, whatever. All right, Trev, we'll start with you. What is your favorite piece of media outside of TV shows?
This was a no-brainer to me. I put Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original game. Not the EA one, they did well with that, they adapted it. But the original game, I've spent hours on it. I mean, there's also countless nights where you and I and some of our other buddies from high school are up till 5 a.m. in the same room.
All the time.
Doing a galactic conquest. Yeah. We'll be just one galactic conquest.
It takes hours to complete.
Then we're there till 5. You're like, okay. Yeah. So it's got a lot of memories for me. It's a great game. It's got to be ahead of its time.
Yes, it was 100%.
The gameplay, and it speaks to how good it was that they tried to bring it back with the classic collection.
Yeah, and I was so happy they did that.
Yeah,
I didn't have anything that could actually play those games anymore.
We've talked so many times before Classic Collection came out, being if only we could play Battlefront 2 online with each other, play against each other, play against other people. So when that came out, we were also very hyped. Mm-hmm. But that specific game, but that franchise in general, the Battlefront 1, Battlefront 2, and the Classic Collection are all top tier games, and I love them so much.
Yes.
And the campaign's got a fun little story.
Oh, I love the campaign.
Yeah.
The 501st Journal is hits me really
dark.
I'm like, oh my god, we all knew what we were about to do. I'm like, oh my god, they're about to go kill the Jedi. This is crazy.
Yeah.
No, I love all the original Battlefronts. They are amazing. That is actually what I put down as well.
Okay.
But I also love the first EA Battlefront.
Yeah.
I don't know why I get a very nostalgic feeling. It's been showing up on my TikTok all the time recently. Mm-hmm. January 6th, we're going to go play Battlefront 1 again. I'm like, I wish I could. I got rid of my PS4.
Yeah.
So, I really like that. I wish they did the Republic in there, but I love the cycler rifle, the pulse cannon, the jetpacks. Yeah. Those things are awesome.
Cycler rifle is so crisp. I love getting a kill with the cycler rifle.
Exactly. It's so much better than the pulse cannon.
Yeah.
People use the pulse cannon. I'm like,
no,
really?
You gotta get some satisfaction.
You're not very skilled. No hate if you use the pulse cannon, but you're a little bit not very good.
Scout pistol thing's pretty good too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
The imploder, the thermal.
That was one of the best sounds. Awesome. Yeah. You're like, oh gosh, you gotta run with me.
Yeah, if you heard it. Oh
no. If you heard it, you're done. Battlefront 2 of EA, I love. I think it's a great game. Mm-hmm. I wish they did a lot of the updates sooner. When you first played it, we were like, okay, this is pretty fun. But then the updates came out and it became more and more fun. It's just people had stopped playing it by then. I think if they just released it full to what it is now, it would have been a lot better.
Yeah, for sure. The new ones are definitely great. Mm-hmm. But there's just something about the simplicity and the gameplay of the old ones. Yeah. That are just so much more enjoyable to me.
Yeah, capturing combos, and those are...
I love it. But yeah, you're right about Battlefront 1. EA's version, it is nostalgic. And for sure, you can almost remember the hype when the first trailer dropped.
Oh, and it was an amazing trailer.
Luke and Vader on Hoth, everything's happening. You're like, oh my god, this is a Star Wars
game. They have the orbital strike, and then you put up the squad shield, and you're like, oh my god, this is going to be amazing.
So, definitely, there's a lot of great Star Wars games. I did have an honorable mention of Robot Chicken.
We have the same thing. We have the exact same thing. I have Robot Chicken down as well.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Star Wars Robot Chicken, just look up Star Wars Robot Chicken, all clips, sit down, binge them.
Our intro today was a Robot Chicken reference.
Yes, so look that one up.
Gary the Stormtrooper is one of the best characters.
Yeah, for real. So, Emperor, Stormtrooper.
So We'll do a top 5 Robot Chicken Star Wars episode eventually because they're awesome.
Yeah, they do great work. And it's just to be comedy. It's not canon, obviously.
No, definitely not.
But it's awesome. So
yes.
yeah.
I thought about Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay.
I didn't play it all the way through. I kind of go on YouTube and watch the cutscenes.
Yeah.
But I think that's great. Cal Kestis is pretty cool. Expands the universe quite a bit. I do hope that he dies at some point. He's gotta.
Yeah.
He's gotta die. I think. But any other media you're thinking?
No, I think those were really the big ones for me.
Yeah.
To comment on your Jedi Fallen Order, I have not played them. Don't criticize me. I'm not a big single player video game guy, so I made sure to catch up on the story, watch all the clips, read into the stuff. But I wouldn't get the replayability of it necessarily. So
yeah, the lightsaber fighting in it is so crisp though. Yeah, it's some of the best.
I know. They've got to find a way to bring that into a multiplayer game. I think. I don't know. So I would enjoy it more.
Didn't Assassin's Creed do something multiplayer wise with their French Revolution one or something? Yeah. They could do something like that. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Something. EA, get that cooking up.
You heard it here.
And also just reskin the original Battlefronts with modern stuff. I think that's why people wanted to when they re-released it. They're like, oh, just do this again.
I want our current best graphics, but the exact same game. You don't change the gameplay, don't change the way you move, how it feels. I just want the best current graphics, and I would be totally okay with it. Yeah, I'm not asking for anything else. Don't change the gameplay. We don't need crazy movement.
You can add a thermal imploder in there. Or a cyclone.
Never change the meta quite a bit.
I mean, it'd be really cool.
Yeah, but that would have big...
And but that game, they just have big clumps of people. You
get that's true.
10 kill streak right away.
Yeah, that's true.
Can you imagine everybody would be throwing floaters?
Exactly. It'd have to be a reward or something. I don't know. Can't have very many in the game.
Yeah. Be a certain character that has it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. We've talked about this for years too.
No,
just do that. And if you're a Star Wars fan, you've talked about it too. Just reskin it.
It's pretty simple.
I know with the Classic Collection, they slightly up-touched the graphics. Sure, it's...
I can't tell the difference that much.
Yeah, well, essentially, I think if I'm right, they more changed the shaders and reflective stuff. So things are more metallic, which is more realistic. But that's just
added a couple characters as well.
Well, not even. They added unless they've done it recently. Because
Ventress wasn't in the original.
In older versions of the Xbox version.
Oh, okay.
I believe her and Kit Fisto were.
Oh, okay. So. Kit Fisto's OP in that game.
Yeah, his
force bubble is ridiculous. I'm like, how'd you get taken out so fast by Palpatine?
Yeah.
You see him screeching at him. Just, there you go, out the window, done.
Yeah. I'll tell you, first night, me and some buddies played it on the Classic Collection. We played, Heroes vs. Villains and Jabba's. They also added Heroes vs. Villains on all maps.
Yes,
which was good.
Yeah.
And I remember talking so much smack. They were all on the good guys. I was on the bad guys. I was Darth Maul. And they were talking so much smack, and he just rounds the corner, and I clothesline him and then kill him. But yeah,
a lot of good memories, especially on Mos Eisley of that game.
Yeah,
that'll always be to make a Call of Duty reference. That's Rust. Yeah, that's the Rust version of the Battlefront games. That's where we would settle the 1v1s.
Yeah. You know what? Let us know if you guys would be interested in having an episode of the podcast be us gaming Star Wars Battlefront 2, because we're putting some thought into that.
And which game?
Yeah.
We have both Battlefronts, the older ones and the newer ones, so we prefer the older ones, but
we'll do what you guys want. Yeah. We can do multiple maybe, just but let us know your thoughts. I think that's it for our intro topic. Yep. So our main topic today is actually what character we think deserves a spin-off, and we will be right back with that. Welcome back, guys. This is now week 8 of the podcast. We're very glad to have you here. As we kind of previously mentioned, our main topic for today is which Star Wars characters do we think deserves the most spin-offs? This is another fan question, actually, and we thought it was definitely worth talking about and devoting an episode to. So I think we each kind of put down a few different names, but we have for sure one guy that we're like, okay, this is the number one person we would want to show about. So with that tracks, who is your number one?
I might get a lot of hate for this number one because he is on screen so much and he's already had so much content. I'm saying on Darth Vader.
Okay.
All right, and so what I want from this spinoff I don't even really need a storyline.
Yeah.
To be honest, I just want to see him hunting down Jedi every episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like each episode of this spinoff would be a different Jedi he's hunting down. I think that would be awesome. I think also I'd like to see him go to Padme's grave or something and see a little bit of a struggle now and then. I think we've talked about how his turn was kind of quick. Realized he had a son, turn.
Yeah.
I think he had more depth to him than that. I think there were times where he struggled with being so much involved in the dark side. So I would like to see that struggle a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, and that would only come out at a super emotional scene, like visiting Padme's grave. Maybe he's like hunting down a Jedi on Naboo or a Gungan Jedi. I would love that. I would love that. And then maybe a little Jar Jar appearance in there.
Yeah.
Andy? But I think that would be really cool. I don't know how fans feel about that. How would you feel about a Darth Vader spin-off?
I think it's fine. Again, he's obviously doing a lot. Like he's the right hand of the Emperor, and you really don't necessarily see him being the big bad. Like Rogue One does it.
Mm-hmm.
The Kenobi show they do it a little bit, but you don't really see him in that role for long. Yeah. And I feel like you do need to see him do, because like he's talked about as like he's the baddest guy out there.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you really don't see it a lot.
I don't know if you know this comic, but it's when the rebellion has him surrounded and they go, surrender, and you're surrounded, and he goes, all I'm surrounded by is dead men. Yeah. And then he just slaughters. It's got to be at least 500 rebel troops.
Yeah.
That, seeing that live action would be incredible. I think there's a lot of good stories. I wonder if it would be rated R. In the Kenobi series, when he was going through and just choking out people, I was like, that might be some of the darkest Star Wars I've seen.
Yeah. I would think it should be rated R.
You think it should be?
I think because, if the way they talk about him, it should be rated R.
Yes, a rated R Darth Vader spinoff I think would be amazing.
Yeah.
Disney.
Would you want it in the form of just a one-off movie or a show? You want it in a show?
I would like it a show because I don't think there's enough storyline there. I don't see an overarching plot really, because all he does once he takes over the Empire, or the Empire takes over, is just go hunt down Jedi.
Yeah. And
get Sith holocrons and stuff like that. So I don't think there needs to be this overarching story. I think it should just be a sit back, watch it, and you need extra Star Wars knowledge really. Yeah. You're just watching a Sith Lord hunt down Jedi. Yeah. It'd be amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
I agree with that. Mm-hmm. Cool.
What about your number one?
I don't think you would guess this, or them for sure. I chose, and there are 1,000 different characters that deserve more depth. I chose Embo from the Clone Wars.
Wow, I love Embo.
Yeah, and the only reason why is because whenever he's on screen, I'm drawn to him.
Yes.
He's mysterious. You literally don't know anything about his background or what he does after he's done with the Clone Wars. He's insanely skilled.
Oh yeah.
With his head, he survives the box. You know, he is a one-of-one bounty hunter.
Yes.
So similar to you, there could just be a show where he's going off hunting bounties. You know, but really, or it could be a prequel. How does he get into bounty hunting? We don't know much about him.
Yeah.
And if it is, it's just written. I don't want to see it play out on screen.
No. Yeah, I would love to see Embo. He is one of the most skilled bounty hunters I think we've seen, especially when he was defending the farm.
Yeah.
Was that on Felucia? What planet was that? I can't remember. They crash landed.
Yeah.
But, he's doing flips in the air, 720s, blocking blaster bolts with his hat. He's amazing. And every character needs a little bit more background, and I would love to see him. What are you hoping to see? If you had a chance to be I'm going to direct an Embo. What would be?
Well, I want to see him in action. I think I'd like to see his training. If I was doing a show, I think I'd like to see maybe almost Book of Boba Fett style, where it's a constant mix between past, present, past, present. Because I'd like to learn his history, his training, see where he gets all that acrobatic skill, his proficiency in killing. but then I'd like to learn his morals, whether they're bad or good. The present needs to show his morals for me, because we really don't know if he's more than just a gun for hire.
Once he does sign a contract,
yeah,
he'll fulfill it.
Yeah,
because I mean, even Hondo, when they were defending that farm, offered more money for the bounty hunters to leave, and they didn't take it. I don't know if it was more the woman that was driving that bounty hunter gang, but I mean, he didn't leave. He could have taken the money and left. Yeah,
so I'd like them to flesh that out more. And I wouldn't hate if he ever appeared live action. I'd like.
Yeah.
I guess I need to do more research. I don't know what he's doing now.
No, I don't either. I think, but that makes it so much fun because you have all these possibilities, and they would be like brand new for a lot of people. I think that's what they would like.
Yeah. I had some honorable mentions, and I kind of had like 2 other quote unquote main ones. I also made one like a female to make sure we're including like every character because there are so many good ones. My 2 like big ones would be Cad Bane. Just very similar. I think it should be an episode by episode of literally him just bounty hunting. I don't think you need to show much else.
Showing love to the bounty hunters.
Yeah. I know. There's so many good bounty hunters.
And I worry about bounty hunter shows after the Book of Boba Fett. I almost put Boba Fett down to redo his spin-off a little bit. I liked his spin-off. I would like to see it pre-Sarlacc Pit.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, when he's actually bound. Yeah, okay.
And Cad Bane and Boba have a lot of history, and unless you watch the Clone Wars, I don't feel like you really got the tension between those two a whole lot. So I would think you can involve Cad Bane and Boba in one spin-off, and I think that'd be awesome.
For sure.
Yeah.
Did you have another like pretty big one?
My biggest one, well, my second biggest one, Darth Vader was obviously my first, was General Grievous.
Okay, yeah. That's fair.
I don't think there's a lot of depth to him, but there is so much in the comics of how he was this great warrior on a planet, and he was always in conflict. And then he turns into a cyborg. He only has literally like 2 actual body parts. He has his heart, and I don't even know if he has the lungs. I don't even remember. I can't remember if I saw lungs.
I think it might be lungs.
Yeah,
but
and the eyes. Yeah. That is it. That is a like cruel transformation that he went through, and I would love to see the origin of that.
Yeah, and that's one that fans have always, I thought about putting it. That's one that fans have definitely always thought about.
I mean, he's just so brutal, and that's all you really see from him, but it's way more interesting than that.
Yeah, I would agree.
Let's flesh him out a little bit.
I would agree.
Yeah. Another one I had down was Asajj Ventress.
Thought about her.
I think her story arc, she was training to be a Jedi. I think that would be amazing to see her grow up, and then we do see that flashback a little bit in the Clone Wars, but seeing her even after the rise of the Empire, I want to see what she's doing. She turned into a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
I would love to see that, how she navigates the Empire, if she joined the crime syndicate. Cooking with an idea right here. Okay, she gets involved in the crime syndicate a little bit, and her and Maul duel it out.
Okay.
Let me know if that's a fire idea.
That could be good. That could be good.
I think I just cooked up a banger.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah. She was on my honorable mentions, so I thought about it.
Yeah.
But ultimately, with like a female character, I went with Maz Kanata.
Oh, really?
Because she's like, hey,
okay.
How do you get the lightsaber? How did you get the lightsaber?
I was like, oh wait, yes.
And then follow up, like when they call her back in The Last Jedi asking for a lockpicker or whatever.
She knows
code breaker. Yeah. She's like flying a jetpack, shooting, like fighting stuff. Like, what is going on with you? I thought you owned a bar. So like, she's like as old as Yoda.
Yeah, I think so. She's really old.
Yeah. So there's gotta be.
This might be a hot take. I have a feeling she's a little force sensitive.
But I feel like she has to be.
You think so?
Yes, probably.
Especially when she's looking into Finn's eyes and is like, I've seen your eyes. I'm like, alright, you got something else going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also had another honorable mention. She almost topped it over Maz Kanata. I had Captain Phasma.
Woo! I have her on my list as well.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool character. Don't know anything about her unless you read books and stuff.
Yeah, I know. I want to see live action. She was such a wasted character.
Yeah.
And all she got was thrown down the trash compactor. Did she even fire one shot? I can't remember one shot. I know she fought Finn, but that was... I don't think that was not blaster combat. I can't remember her taking one shot.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know that.
But she had the coolest armor.
Yep.
Cool, great actor from Game of Thrones. I don't know why they did that. I would love a spin-off of her. Make her actually meaningful and maybe a little bit... People compare her to Boba Fett in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Because Boba Fett really didn't do much, and then he kind of died a stupid death falling in Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
And I guess she kind of did too, so they like to make that analogy, but come on.
Yeah, I think that's a great choice.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of got a random question for you. Is there anybody that has received a spinoff that you think didn't need it?
I'm going to get hate for this. I'm going to say Andor. I love Andor. I think it's a great series. I didn't think he needed one, but I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great spinoff. I think the 6-episode format is where Disney's struggling with these spinoffs. It kind of seems like you got too many filling episodes. I think somebody went on YouTube and created the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie and just cut out a whole bunch of scenes and made it to one 2-hour thing.
Yeah.
And I thought that worked better than the 6-episode format.
Yeah.
But Andor was great. I don't want to knock that at all. And that wasn't 6 episodes. That was 12, 11, something like that.
There's a lot
yeah.
of that.
So they should do more of that, I think.
Yeah, if you're gonna do this spin-off series, I think you can't rush it. Can't limit yourself to we're staying with this episode. Just tell the story you want to tell. When it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
If you could do it in 4 or 6, I don't care. But there's certain characters that are gonna need more of that 11, that 12 treatment. So
yeah, like the Vader one I mentioned, you could do 6 episodes of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll always want more.
Yeah.
But I don't need an overall storyline with that, so you can do that 6-episode.
Yeah.
So
it's really just like galaxy building. We're learning more about individual characters that are out there or were out there. So yeah.
Is there one that you're thinking of that didn't need a spinoff?
No, I mean I would tend to agree. Andor, I've personally never been. I wasn't a fan of him in Rogue One necessarily. He was okay.
He was alright,
but
Jyn was the main character. She stole the show.
Yeah,
and K2. K2 was better than
yes, he was.
Yeah.
So when they announced it, I was kind of like,
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
See, that was my feeling beforehand.
It's a good show, but I feel like I guess I don't understand. You're sitting in a room with all these creative people, these Star Wars fans, and the owners. They're like, all right, who's got an idea? And they're like, Maul spinoff, Grievous spinoff, Bounty Hunter, and they're like, let's go Andor.
Yeah.
It just that to me is reflective of I feel like sometimes companies don't listen to what the fans want. Now in this case, they gave fans something that we now appreciate.
Yes. Yeah, we're not always right as fans. We're not always right.
We're not. But we wouldn't have hated the other shows. It's almost like they took the gamble when they didn't need it. There's 5 characters that you could just go right now and everybody would be like, cool.
Yeah.
But instead they're like, this character's kind of unique, blah blah, and great actors, great job, great production. I'm just as a fan wondering
well. This is my only issue with the Andor series since we're talking about it, is the biggest quote that stuck for me for Cassian in Rogue One was, I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
He was not.
In this fight.
He was not 6 years old. He is a liar.
Yeah.
It's you just joined the fight 4 years before Rogue One, dude.
Yeah. She was in it before him probably with Saw Gerrera.
Yes, she was.
And then she left, but
she had to. Saw made her leave.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Cassian he was talking the talk, but he wasn't walking the walk for me with that Andor series.
Saw Gerrera could have been another decent spinoff.
That would have been a good one.
Because he's an extremist. He's a radicalist.
Yes, he is. He is. And you could go any time period with that one.
Yeah.
Between his death and Clone Wars.
Yeah. Yeah. He's doing stuff. He's always rebelling.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he would have been a good one. I didn't think about that.
One underrated one I have was Joe Costa.
Oh, okay.
The librarian.
Yeah. Yeah.
She obviously was at the temple, I'm assuming, during Order 66, and she did survive.
Well, but she's dead now.
She's dead now.
I'm pretty sure she gets killed by Vader.
Yes.
In the comic.
Yeah.
But she survived.
She survived that. I would love to see that. Start the spin-off with her surviving Order 66.
Oh, you don't even want like just a knowledge show from her?
No.
No, not like it, but like she's training, she's guiding, she's...
I could do that, but
yeah.
I would like to see her navigate Order 66. But I mean, it would be pretty cool to see her teaching younglings.
Yeah.
She would seem pretty knowledgeable, but she's a little arrogant.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah,
she's like, if it's not in the Jedi records, it must not exist.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Well, okay, only because, you know, basically somebody came in and questioned her life's work. She's the keeper of all of it.
Yes.
And granted, she didn't know this. Somebody else deleted it. But you're going to take a little offense to that. It's as if I come into your job, right, and I'm like, you're doing it wrong. Or like, you forgot to do this. You know what I'm saying? So like, she is arrogant, but I understand it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she probably takes pride in it, you know? But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Her storyline might be a little boring. I think that would probably be more for the super fan to watch.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's something that a casual Star Wars fan would be like, yes.
Yeah, there
could
just be, your version is more entertaining, but there could just be a lore show.
Mm-hmm.
Where she's talking about old, story time.
She's like, telling stories. She narrates like old Republic stories.
15-minute episodes. And she like opens the holocron, flashes into scene, she's narrating. Cook it up.
Wow. We're coming up with a lot of good ideas right now.
Yes, we are.
Disney should be like writing this down.
Exactly. For the 70 viewers that watch this, tag Disney.
Disney's watching this, they're doing the wheel.
Yeah, okay,
so I guess. Write that down.
Nice. If it comes out in the next 5 years, 10 years, you have to assume it came from us.
Yep. We should get a little change from that.
Yeah.
Should we copyright that?
We're going to get copyrighted for saying it. They're going to shut down the podcast and then take the ideas. But
if Disney shuts down our podcast, it'll be one of the highlights of my life.
Yeah.
I got a call from Disney. They were threatened by our podcast.
Yeah, that would be good. But we're just letting you know, Disney. It doesn't have to be that way. We can work hand in hand.
No, we just want invites to the premiere.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, and a little change. Yeah. Maybe you guys fund some of the setup.
Walk through sets. Get a couple autographs. Stuff like that. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, just the VIP treatment. Just
yes. Nothing else. Nothing more. We will not settle.
Yeah, exactly. We know our worth.
Well, anybody else you're thinking of?
I think that was all I had, actually.
Yeah. I hope they still do another Ahsoka season. Is that in the works, do you know?
I think it is. Don't get things canceled.
Yes. That might be the biggest thing with spin-offs.
Yeah.
Like, the Acolyte got canceled from fan reception, but I think it had a lot of potential.
Yeah. Oh, 100% in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I would like to see Kenobi season 2. I would. Because I want it to be like what I thought. I thought season 1 was going to be him on navigating Tatooine, maybe interacting with Luke, keeping Luke alive, connecting with Qui-Gon's Force Ghost, and now they finally... No way they just tease Qui-Gon's Force Ghost and it's just done, right?
That's definitely what they're doing.
You think it's just done?
I think it's just done. Because what else is there? You already got Maul and his duel in Rebels, which I wish was live action.
Yeah, so make it live action.
Yeah. I suppose. But we're just going to see the exact same
I don't care.
But, I mean, I don't think there's much else to do. He doesn't really interact with Luke anymore. Because in A New Hope, Kenobi's kind of a stranger. A little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. So I don't know what else there is to do other than watch him train by himself with Qui-Gon. Which I would love that. Okay, I'm not saying hater. Okay, hold on. I'm not saying that's not a good idea. I would say it's a great idea for us.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea for casual show watchers. Yes. You're not going to hook them in with that. You probably would get a lot of viewers, but I think it would get a lot of bad reception. My opinion. Yeah, let me know if I'm wrong. I might be wrong.
That's fair.
I did sound like quite a hater. I'm sorry. I love the Kenobi series, and I hope for season 2. Yeah. I don't care what it is.
Yeah. I just love seeing the actors.
Or we can just do a bunch of flashbacks of live-action Clone Wars.
Yeah, that's fair too.
I think we could do that.
Live-action Clone Wars, put that down too. It's not a spin-off, but...
Yeah, if they just They just reskin.
Same exact story. I would literally be fine with it.
Yeah, just put Hayden back in. Everybody. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Padme, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. All right, well, I think that's it for us today. Hope you guys had a fun time. Let us know in the comments who you think deserves a spin-off. Like I said, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of great characters. Like Max Rebo, Dex Steiner.
Dex Diner would be amazing.
Exactly. So let us know what you think in the comments. We'd love to hear it. But until then, we will see you next time.
Thanks, guys.